In this video, we're going to talk about solving equations that have logarithms. So again, logarithms are always connected to exponentials, so some of the properties are similar. In our exponential unit, we talked about how to solve this equation. 3 to the x equals 3 to the 4th. What is x going to be? What we learned was that if there's two exponents with the same base, if they're equal, their exponents have to be equal. So the answer for this one would just be x equals 4, because those two have to be the same thing. Well, this method also works for logarithms. So if we have two logarithms, again, it's important first to realize they have the same base. If they don't have the same base, this doesn't work. But if there's two logarithms with the same base and they're equal, we just say, well, those two things on the inside have to be equal. So if we can get to a point where we have a logarithm equals a logarithm, we kind of just ignore them, and we just look at the insides. So we're going to do some examples. This first one, log base 8 of x equals log base 8 of 4. What's the answer going to be? Well, we recognize these are the same bases, and they're equal. So we just kind of cross those out, we get x equals 4. So that's all you have to do. This next one, they're base 2, and they're equal, so we cross them out. Get 3x equals 27. Divide both sides by 3, and x equals 9. So the really basic form, you just have these two logarithms that are equal to each other. If they're the same base, you kind of just ignore them and set the insides equal. Next up, the equations might just be a little bit more complicated, but they're still the same setup. Log base 3 of something equals log base 3 of something. They're the same base. So we just ignore the bases, or the logarithm parts. And now we solve. So whenever we're solving here, we want to get the x's on one side and the numbers on the other. So I'm going to do a subtract 2x from both sides to move the x's to the right. And the same step, I'm going to add 3 to both sides to move the numbers to the left. So I'm going to get 4 equals x. There's one extra thing we have to do with logs. Remember, with logs, we can't plug in negatives or 0. So it's going to be guaranteed that this answer is a solution to this equation, but it's not always guaranteed that it's a solution to the original equation that has logs, because logs have certain requirements about what I'm allowed to plug in. So I plug in 4, this turns into 9, this turns into 12 minus 3 is 9. All right, and that's fine, because I can plug in 9 into a log. So this actually is the answer. All right, let's look at the next problem. Again, logs with the same basis, 3x minus 4 equals 2x minus 6. All right, again, I want to get the x's to one side, so I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides, put the x's to the left. I'm going to add 4 to both sides to get the numbers on the right. And I get that x equals negative 2. The fact that I got a negative answer doesn't automatically make it not an answer, but let's check it. If I try to plug negative 2 into my first log, 3 times negative 2 minus 4, negative 6 minus 4 is negative 10. And this negative 10 that I would get if I plugged in negative 2 would not make sense in a log, because I can't plug in negatives. All right, so I can't plug in negative 2, so I have to cross it out. That answer doesn't work. So this problem is actually just going to have no solution. All right, so these are called extraneous roots. All right, because logarithms only have certain values I can plug in, sometimes I get an answer to my equation that actually doesn't work in the original. It works in this one just fine, but once I put the extra restrictions of a logarithm on it, it no longer works. All right, so just make sure you do that one extra step when you're doing your skill check, that you make sure, does that answer you got at the end actually work in the original equation? All right, one other thing is we have these properties for logs. All right, right now, we can only do that canceling property when there's just a single log on both sides. And right now we have two separate logs on the left-hand side. So I can't cancel out things yet. The most common mistake students will make for this problem is saying x plus 3 equals 9. Just getting rid of the logs right at the beginning. All right, but I can't do that yet. But what I can do is use our log properties we talked about in the previous learning objective. Log base 5 of x times 3. All right, so there's an addition sign between logs. I can smush them together and multiply the two things together. And so that was our last learning objective. The right-hand side doesn't change, but now I have it looking like all the previous examples. Now I can just say 3x equals 9. Dividing by 3, I get x equals 3. All right, and again, I try to plug it in. If I plug in 3 here, it's just 3, and I can plug in positive number says actually is the answer. The answer is x equals 3. All right, next one, again, multiple logs, so I can't just get rid of the logs yet. I have to combine them, but I have subtraction between logs. This means I can combine them into one single one. I take the first log and divide it by the second log. And now I have one log equals another log with the same base, so I can just kind of ignore the logarithm parts. And a lot of students will look at this problem and say they don't know how to solve it, but we have talked about this before. Whenever there's a fraction, just multiply everything by the bottom of the fraction, and that'll get it to go away. Again, x is to one side, numbers on the other, so I'm going to subtract 6x from both sides, get all the x's on the left. I'm going to have to move it over here. Negative 5x equals negative 8. Divide both sides by negative 5 to get x equals positive 8 over 5. All right, so my answer is positive 8 over 5. Let's double check to make sure that's going to work in my problem. All right, positive 8 over 5 going in there. Well, it's positive, so it's fine. Positive 8 over 5 times 3 is going to be 24 divided by 5, which is like 4.8. Subtracting 4 is fine. All right, so both of these, if I plug in 8 over 5 for my x's, they both end up positive, so this actually is the answer. But the thing to get from this slide is if there's multiple logs, 3 or more, you have to combine them all before you ignore them. All right, so here's one for you to try on your own. Log base 6 of 2x minus 4 equals log base 6 of 4x minus 3. When you do the work, you get down to x equals negative 1/2, and I think most of you can probably get there. However, there's actually one more step to this. If I try to plug negative 1/2 in for my x, 2 times negative 1/2 minus 4 is negative 5. And again, since that's a negative number, I'd be trying to plug into a log. I have to cross this out and say there's no solution. All right, so make sure when you're doing your skill check, you're going to do that very final step. I did all the hard work of solving the equation. I make sure you check to actually make sure it makes sense in the original problem. All right, so for this learning objective, you're going to do a skill check. There's going to be 3 problems, one like each slide example that we did. So one where you just basically get the answer straight away, one where you have to solve a little bit after you get rid of the logs, and one where you have to combine the logs first before you get rid of them. All right. There's going to be some bonus objectives dealing with more complex logarithm equations at the end of this unit as well.